These are my thoughts on this evening's announcement. Why don't we question that before we comment? He's shedding. Good morning, everyone. How's it all going? I have Lord Voldemort and a couple of his Death Eaters on my face, and I'm not very happy about it because I take really good care of my skin, and hormonal breakouts in particular are the bane of my life. If you also have periods, then you understand, and that's what we're dealing with today. So, I mean, I did pick them, not gonna lie. I am a bit of a picker, not like horrendously so, but this was so throbby and horrible, and I just knew there was stuff in it that it just had to be dealt with, and so I dealt with it. I have a coffee over here, a coffee over there, don't ask, and I thought I would do a little bit of like skincare stuff this morning. My skin's been really dry, but I have a couple of like, well, healing breakouts now. My boyfriend is calling me. Right, what was I saying? Yeah, I'm trying to not use, I'm going to see about not using a cleanser this morning just to see if my skin gets a little bit less dry. Obviously I washed my hands and everything before I touched my face, and I was using one of these, like, they're the reusable cotton pads, and I have a whole pack of stuff that I bought that has like reusable cotton pads and face cloth and all that kind of stuff, so I will leave a link down below. It's just a little bit more eco-friendly if you do use toners or micellar water or anything like that to do an initial sort of makeup removal or anything like that. I normally double cleanse, but I just wanted to try something that is a little bit possibly gentler on my skin this morning, just to see if not majorly cleansing sort of improved how my skin felt throughout the day. I also have a couple of pancakes that I made with some vegan butter. I can't remember which brand this is, but I was using the, is it the Vitalife one? But it's kind of like a cheap version of margarine, and it just didn't give me the same effect as butter. And then I asked my dad to pick up one, but I said maybe try a different brand. And the one that he chose actually is so, I mean, he thinks he can taste the difference. I think it is almost spot on, so I'm very, very happy, and I will leave the link of it down below for you, and I'll put a picture of what it looks like here because it's the best vegan butter that I have tried and it makes me very happy. My pancake recipe is in the vlog that went up on Friday. I had a lot of comments and a lot of views on that video in a very short amount of time, and I just want to say thank you for all of those that commented, and I just want to reiterate that I'm not implying that anything awful has happened to Adele. I'm also, you know, if she's posting the picture, then she's probably A, aware she's going to get some kind of reaction, especially from media. B, you know, it only appears that she's lost all the weight quickly because she doesn't post very often, so the difference in her previous posts is probably quite jarring to most people. But also she hasn't sort of, you know, commented on it or said anything about it, and I just want to reiterate, it's not necessarily the fact that I think, you know, it's not good for people to be happy for her or whatever. I just wanted to ask the question why there is the automatic assumption that weight loss is always healthy. I'm not saying that it's not or it can't be. What I'm saying is, why don't we question that before we comment? Because I've known people who looked better when they were slimmer, that had lost weight, but actually were making themselves throw up and having some really hideous kind of problems with their eating patterns. However, because they were slightly overweight before and then were much less so, it appeared that they had had like a full body health and fitness makeover, and actually they were going through phases of starving themselves, then binge eating, and then making themselves vomit. So I just think that we should question the automatic assumption that it's healthy. We all know that being heavier and being overweight can have health implications. I'm not denying that fact. It's a fact, unfortunately. If you are overweight, there is the potential for you to have more problems with your health. But equally, if you are very tiny and you are smoking and you are binge drinking, you're doing loads of other stuff that people can't see necessarily, there's the same risk there. I don't think any extreme is good. I just want you guys to be really clear on that. And my other main point is that it's incredibly disappointing to see women who are promoting these kind of body acceptance and body positivity movements tearing other women down for making a choice about their own body. If she lost weight because she wanted to, that's her prerogative. Or if she just wanted to get fitter and that happened to be a byproduct of moving her body a lot more and getting fitter, she had every right to do whatever the fuck she wanted. And I don't see how you can say that you stand for these movements but then go, but only if you're this size. It doesn't work like that. So those were my main points. So I'm sorry if it was a bit more sort of rambly and less specific. So those are just a few things that I wanted to clear up and make clear. Same. Yeah, I'm gonna have my pancakes now. I'm probably going to do a nice makeup for myself today. My skin, focus. Why does it blur me like this? There we go. This side, not happy. This side, fine. This is my second day curly girl hair. It's not super straight, it's not super curly, but it is extremely voluminous, which I really like. I used to spend my life trying to blow dry this height that we have, so that's made me really happy. And what I'm going to do is just spray a little bit of something and then do a little scrunch to like reactivate the teeny bit of gel that I got in here, and see what we can do with that. And I will probably do a nice makeup so I can take some pictures later. I might see if I can get some outfit pictures today as well and do more of a, like, I don't know, a video where I can do like a fashion thing later. I don't know, we'll see. Anyway. My big man, look at this. Can you see where he's like, hold on, focus. He's shedding. Got a funny patch on his head. I think he saw the veg and then decided to run away, so that's brilliant. What's this? What is it? Right, so the little princess has now been fed and he's happy. So I'm going to have a roast in a minute. Yay! Because it's Sunday. Happy Sunday. Hello. Hello. Showing everyone shed Jenga. That's what Dad's named it. Don't mind me. Try not to die on the steps. That's fine. You stay in the warm. Okay. We have been playing Shed Jenga, as Dad's named it, haven't we? We have. It's been fun. Look at this shit. This is also a little shed diary, so we know when we have to move this again. Exactly how we managed to fit it all in. That is exciting. Right. It is about 5 o'clock now. I've done kind of like all my daily things, chilled out, had lunch with my family, all of that kind of stuff. Me and Dad have just moved the shed, which weighs a ton. My brother and my dad put it together just as like a temporary shed because we have a hard standing that's raised at the back of the garden that's kind of like fallen to pieces and needs replacing and all of this kind of stuff. And we've had like a leak in the roof and the weather has been kind of on and off rainy, so that's something that needs to get fixed despite lockdown, and it will require some scaffolding being put up. So we had to move the shed across so that the guys can put the scaffolding up to sort the leak that is happening. Because it is early evening, before this one's lights go out in a couple of hours, I thought we'd just have some cuddle time, and he can run around on the bed and stuff and have a little explore. I wanted to show you guys, first of all, he needs a little bit of a bath, but can you see how weird his head looks? Can you see this kind of line here? That is because he has shed the top part of his head. Haven't you? Yeah. Me and Dad, I think actually that clip that you've just seen of the shed will be really helpful, because we need access to like the lawnmower, and like Dad wants access to his bike and like a few other bits and pieces like garden tools and stuff, because we've all been kind of enjoying gardening and stuff, but we want all of it to fit in. So it's kind of been a bit of like shed Jenga, and we think that that's maybe like a little bit of a better setup. It was bloody cold though, it was so windy.
That by adopting those measures we prevented this country from being engulfed by what could be a catastrophe.
Right, I've had some time to think, and I've made some notes. These are my thoughts on this evening's announcement. So, I forwarded this to my family and a couple of my mates as well to see what their reactions are, but not many people have replied. So I put, government are purposely confusing us so that when there's a second peak they can say, no, we didn't say that. Might be slightly radical, but is it? Second thought, happy to let us take risks to prop up the economy, having given no warning to companies who must quickly put in place safety measures, but no mention whatsoever of the fact that we are missing family members, partners we do not live with, kids that have parents who are not together. Whom, you know, I include myself in that. I don't mind, and I'm very aware that it was unrealistic to expect perhaps certain familial or partner households to be able to mix this early, but also for there not to be any kind of recognition of how difficult that is beyond me. But to me that's like typical Tories, to be honest. Primary school children first to go back if medical statistics allow it, due to the need for parents to get the economy running. Although there may be a lower risk for them personally, they could still spread, and of course the only ones that are attending now are those of key workers who would be coming into contact with Carol. So you're mixing kids potentially who carry COVID with those that don't but could pass it on. Younger kids also have a lack of comprehension of the enormity of what is going on, have missed their friends, will be inclined to hug, high five and not be strict enough to socially distance. Question regarding this, why not 16 to 18-year-olds who are doing their A-levels, for example? They are studying of their own accord, as this level of schooling is actually not required by law, wanting to continue their studies, easily understand the rules and could execute social distancing rules effectively. Returning to work will be extremely difficult with regards to public transport, on which many people rely. Reduced capacity of the services currently running puts public at risk due to the lack of being able to socially distance, especially if the number of people attempting to head into work increases. Groups of households being able to stay in the park all day and play sports together from Wednesday is extremely difficult to police with the Conservative government's reduction of our services. Lol. Not enough police to police the rules effectively, really. Finally, it seems a little bit odd to me that we can't drive over to see our family at distance unless we have a good reason, i.e. they're elderly or in vulnerable groups, but we can now drive wherever the hell we want a walk, encroaching on the locals' ability to social distance in their potentially beauty spot area. Beaches could be packed if the weather suddenly picks up, and this of course will increase our risk of infection. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. So those are my initial thoughts. I also want to preface this by saying that I am completely and utterly aware of the fact that it is of the utmost importance to sort our economy out, and I honestly don't believe that we can do that if they're at no risk to life. It's impossible, and I do understand the importance of that. Having said that, things that have come out today, as you've just heard, those are my problems with them. Now, I also am aware that there's the potential to go into a second lockdown. There is potential that people, there are increases in fines and things like that. I am aware that what I'm saying is not necessarily as risky as I'm saying it if the strategy works and people adhere to the rules. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying are that these are the potential problems and questions that I have as my initial reaction. I'm not ignorant to the fact that this could go really well. I doubt it. I'm calling it now. But there are still many unanswered questions. I also want to know that there is stuff in place where I will be able to walk off a set if I happen to accept a job where they are claiming that like full PPE is going to be worn and that I can do my job safely. All of that kind of stuff. And yeah, lots of thoughts, but those are my main ones, and I thought that I hope that they are clear to you. I would love to hear your thoughts. I am going to moisturise the crap out of myself now because I have some tanning stuff arriving tomorrow. And yeah, I'm probably going to give my friend Andy a call. He is a very intelligent human being, but also like fairly balanced as well, and it would be interesting to hear his point of view and maybe anything that I hadn't sort of thought of or that hadn't kind of struck me in my mind. Now, I'm not a parent myself. I do have several friends who are parents, and I feel like those were my initial thoughts. It's like, why would you send the younger ones back? But I also am not aware that there have been anything sort of specifically said for parents of children who have extra needs. So I can understand that parents of children who have extra needs, if they are not able to attend a school or their kind of special needs school, or the school that is providing only key workers is not allowing those children to be taught, to take some relief off of the parents and stuff as well, that is also a circumstance that I haven't sort of seen covered anywhere. There's lots of little gaps everywhere of people that could do this and could do this but don't fall into this, and that is the problem that the government has right now, is to catch every kind of loophole or person that doesn't quite fit into a box, and that's extremely difficult, I realise that, but I don't think that they're doing a great job. I think, you know, Boris has obviously had a scare, and I did think that not much would be done this weekend because that would be really fucking stupid. I think there was a lot of panic, like, oh my god, we're going to open up straight away. That was never going to happen. But we can now go out and spend all day in the park if we want to. So it would be interesting to see how these fines are given out, how people are proving that they are not with those people in a household, because there will be lots of people. Also, the change of the stay at home to stay alert, for those that are a bit more ignorant and have been flouting the rules already, that's going to give way to, I mean, what does that even mean? Stay alert. Rather than the emphasis still being to socially distance and stay at home wherever possible and not take the piss, the people that are already taking a piss are going to think, well, I can do whatever the fuck I want now. And those that will go like borderline getting a bit fed up are like, oh, I can get away with chilling with my mates in the park. I know the majority of us will still be careful, and we will still want to be responsible human beings, and we'll be looking out, even if we are not at risk or in an at-risk group, be looking out for people that we can potentially pass it to and all of that kind of stuff. But there will be some that will think fuck it and be like, oh well, how are they going to prove this? How are they not going to know? Especially if I'm with a small group of my mates, for example. You know, we don't have enough of a police force to enforce the things that need to be enforced. So it's going to be very interesting. Anyway, those are my initial thoughts. Leave me yours down below, and yeah, I will see you guys again tomorrow.